Hey guys, welcome back. I thought you'd get a kick out of this GIF. I thought it was so funny. I have secretly been wanting this Halloween costume for years and have yet to purchase it. Maybe I'll get it next year for Halloween. But welcome back. If you're here, that means you just watched our introduction video and found the secret word. Now we're actually going to kind of dive into our lesson for today. So remember, like I said earlier today, we're talking about main idea. I really quickly want to do a quick check for understanding. How do we find the main idea? What do we look at? Topic sentences. Yeah, you're right. What do we do after we found those topic sentences, though? Yeah, you got it. We look for repeating ideas, and then we combine those repeated ideas into one main idea. You guys are like pros at this. You've been working on it all year, and we've been talking a lot about it over this past week. So I know that this lesson is going to be super, super simple for you. Before we actually dive into our text is called the Ice Ages, and it talks a lot about glaciers and talks a lot about ice sheets and the ice ages. And so I wanted to show you a quick little video on some glaciers and some ice sheets, so you could kind of visualize what is happening in the article that we're getting ready to read. If you can't hear the sound, no big deal. I really am just looking for you to look at the pictures. But if you can hear the sound, awesome. So that is a huge glacier out in Greenland. Pretty cool. So just to recap, a glacier was like that big mound of ice that you saw. This video is talking a little bit about global warming and why some of the ice sheets and some of the glaciers are melting or not as big as they used to be. The article that we're going to read doesn't really talk about that, talks more about the ice ages, but does use words like glacier and ice sheet. So I wanted you guys to have a little visual of what that might look like as we're getting ready to read the text. So what we're actually going to go ahead and do now is read the text. I'm going to do a cold read of the text so that you have heard the text one time. And then after that, on the next slide, we're going to be diving in paragraph by paragraph, finding some topic sentences, and then trying to find the main idea. Before I get started reading, though, I want you to think through, do you think that we'll be using a story organizer here or a making text that seem very complicated, simple organizer? What do you think? You got it. We're going to be using a making text that seem very complicated, simple organizer. This is an informational text. We're going to be learning about the ice ages. Good work. So we're going to actually go ahead and just kind of dive into the text. Right now, you're just listening to Mrs. Lardner read. First thing I see is a visual with the word glacier underneath. So this is a picture of a glacier. Have you ever heard the phrase ice age? It refers to a long period of time when glaciers and ice sheets covered large parts of the earth. We are actually living in an ice age right now. This ice age began about 2.5 million years ago. Today, large areas of ice cover regions of Antarctica, the Arctic, and Greenland. The climate changes multiple times during an ice age. It alternates between glacial periods and interglacial periods. During glacial periods of an ice age, temperatures are much colder than they are today. Ice sheets and glaciers expand, covering more of the planet. These periods can last tens of thousands of years. The last glacial period started about 120,000 years ago and ended about 11,500 years ago. During interglacial periods of an ice age, the average global temperature increases. Ice sheets and glaciers get smaller. The climate is warmer and wetter than it is during glacial periods. We are currently living in an interglacial period. It started about 11,500 years ago when the last glacial period ended. During an ice age, glacial periods generally last much longer than interglacial periods. Scientists don't completely understand what causes ice age, but they do believe that one important factor is the amount of light Earth receives from the sun. When the northern part of the world receives less sunlight, temperatures drop and more water freezes into ice. This can lead to the start of an ice age. When the northern part of the world receives more sunlight, temperatures rise and ice sheets melt. This can lead to the end of an ice age. However, there are more factors too, including changes in the water flow of our oceans. Scientists are working to learn more about how different factors may cause an ice age to begin and end. The current ice age we are in is not the first the Earth has experienced. At least 5 major ice ages have occurred throughout Earth's history. The earliest one started over 2 billion years ago. Good work, guys. Thanks for staying with me and listening to me read through the text Ice Ages. We already know that we're going to be using a Making Text That Seem Very Complicated Simple organizer for this lesson. So now what I want you guys to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and get a piece of paper and a pencil, and you're going to create your graphic organizer. Then what's going to happen is you're going to read the text again and complete your graphic organizer. You do not need to fill out the main idea box yet. I do want you to try to come up with some repeating ideas on your own before we dive into it in the next video, but you do not need to come up with a main idea yet. So when I tell you to scroll on down, you're getting a piece of paper, making your organizer, and reading and filling it out. You don't need to fill out your main idea box yet. Oh, and the new secret word is college. The new secret word is college. So go ahead and scroll on down. Remember, paper, pencil, fill out your organizer, and reread the text. Got it? Awesome. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.